Blessed be the name of the Lord. Amen. I thought today I will base the children's focus on the second reading, which will be taken from Mark chapter 4, verse 35 to 41. I would like to tell you a story about Jesus and his friends. Jesus used to travel all over with his friends. Everywhere they went, Jesus helped people. When sick people came to him, Jesus would heal them. Lonely people came to him, and Jesus would welcome them and help them feel cared for. When people came to him with questions, Jesus would teach them. One evening, after a long day of healing, helping, and teaching people, Jesus said, "Whew, I need a break." And his friends said, "Yeah, we are tired too. What should we do?" So Jesus said, "Hey, Peter, your boat is right here at the shore. Can we all sail over to the other side? I'd love to get away from the crowds for a while." Peter said, "Sure, let's set sail for the other side of the lake." And off they went. As soon as they were on board, Jesus yawned, a great big stretchy yawn, and said, "I am tired. I think I'll lay down and take a nap." "Sounds good," said Peter. "There's a big cushion back there in the stern." So Jesus lay down, and before we knew it, he was fast asleep. Jesus' friends ran around sailing the boat, but Jesus just slept. Then the rain started coming down, and Jesus was still snoring, yawning, sleeping. And suddenly the storm stopped, and the waves died down. Sorry. Soon the wind started to roar, but Jesus still slept. And then the waves started to toss the boat up and down, but Jesus kept sleeping. Then finally, the water started pouring in, and the boat was starting to sink. But Jesus still kept sleeping. The disciples were terrified. They started shouting, "We are all going to die." One of the disciples had a good idea. He said, "Let's wake up Jesus." So they went back to the stand where Jesus was sleeping. Wake up, Jesus," said his friends. And when Jesus opened his eyes, Thomas cried, "Don't you care about us?" And Peter said, "We are about to die. Why aren't you helping?" Then John said, "I thought you loved us." Jesus looked at them with full of love and said, "Of course I love you. I always have, and I always will. Give me just a minute." Then he stood up and looked at the storm. He shouted out, "Hey, wind, hey, waves, calm down." And suddenly the storm stopped and the waves died down. The disciples were shocked and very impressed. And Jesus said, "You've seen me heal people, and now you've seen me still the storm. You don't need to worry. If I'm with you, there's really no problem too big to solve." They all said, "But it was really scary." And Jesus said, "If I can sleep through that storm, you can trust that I'm not worried about it at all. I wonder what it felt like to have Jesus sleeping while the boat was sinking. I wonder if you've ever been scared and thought God didn't care. I wonder why it's hard to trust that God is helping when things go wrong. I wonder what might help you feel more calm when you are worried. Just like the disciples in today's story, we too have moments where our lives get stormy and twisted up, which then causes us to worry so much that we feel like there is no end or there is no God to save us. This story is a good reminder that when those moments happen, we don't have to stay stormy and twisted up inside. Instead, we can do like the disciples did and ask Jesus to help. And when we ask Jesus to help, he will help us see and know how to let God's love, light, and life enter us. Letting in God's love, light, and possibilities will help us smooth out the stormy waves that we often feel on the inside and outside. And that's the good news I have for you today. So let's keep still and trust the Lord. Amen.